So I don't really know what to call this part. I feel like I want to call it the review and like have the name come up like the review. But I don't want this to be like a reviewing channel. Like I'm just trying to show like my impressions and my thoughts and the cameras that I have and just talk about those cameras. So yeah, I don't know what to call this part, but we have officially finished the roll of the Kodak 35. So how to get your film out of the camera, the top of the camera where it says wind, you pull up and you pull up as high as you can go, and you'll hear like a snap or a click, or you'll feel something. And then once you're there, you'll start winding it. And you'll hear this click, 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 click. And I kept winding it, and I was like, I feel like it's not like finishing. I think what you do is you pull this up. There. This pulls up. And then you rewind it.
What does that do?
We're winding the film back in
Okay,
its canister.
I see. So you can pop the canister out.
So we're basically done with this roll. But I don't know. And I got scared. And I was like, I wonder if the film like shredded like I was talking about earlier. I got home and I was like, maybe if I just keep winding it, I want to just see what happens. And it eventually did feel like something released. And I did feel a click. And I did feel the film go back into the canister. I still put the camera in the bag, in the dark bag that I used to develop film, to get the film out and to put it on the spools and develop film. But I developed it, and these are the photos I got. And I'm really, really stoked about these photos. Even though most of them are still soft, some of them are out of focus, some of them have like weird, almost like light leaks. For the most part, I'm really happy with how these photos came out. And I think this whole like experience of like starting with my first film camera and going to number 20. Yes, it is 20 now. I did get it recently. Number 20. I got number 19 and then I got number 20. It's been a weird week. But yeah. It's been very humbling starting with the first one and going back and trying to use some of these cameras again. Let's talk about the roll. I went to a park with some friends and we had like a little picnic. I brought a candy bar because I already ate dinner beforehand, but everybody had food and eaten food. And then we went for a little walk. When we were walking around, I noticed that there was this bridge in this like stream, this creek. And I was like, oh, it looks cool with the lighting. And I was like, I don't know. I have 200 speed film in here. The lowest I can go, or the highest I can go with my shutter speed is 150. And then my highest aperture is a 4.5. My framing was kind of iffy with these bridge creek shots, especially the vertical one. I swear I thought that my composition was kind of like in the middle, but it turns out that it wasn't. It was more to the left. And I'm trying to remember at the time what I was doing or what I was thinking. This is the group from behind. I probably should have got one from the front. Didn't work out that way. My one friend, Jude, who was there, he was like, you look really great in the light here and I want to get a photo of you. And I was like, okay. So I adjusted my settings and you try to do it. And I think something happened again with the focusing distance, because I am totally out of focus. And I kind of like this lens flare going down, but at the same time, it's so like out of focus that you don't really know what's going on. I really like the simplicity of a park bench or a picnic table. And this is probably my favorite photo on the roll. You get a lot of these leaves going downward, the picnic table on the left side of the framing. I really like it. It's still soft. And it could be my scanner. It could be the camera. I'm going to blame the camera. I'm going to blame my human error of focusing distance. And sometimes during my break, I'll walk around downtown and see if I find anything fun. There was this point where I was walking down and there's this really good brewery downtown. It's called Anti-Fragile. The head brewer was outside. He's a really nice dude. And I was talking about the film camera, and he's like, oh yeah, it's pretty neat. And I was like, do you mind if I take your photo? And he's like, yeah, no, I don't mind. So I took this photo of him, and it came out pretty soft, but I still dig it. You can see me in the reflection of the mirror. Then right next to the brewery, there was this really cool bike with like a little passenger thing, and I wish I got a better shot. Instead, I just got like a dead front shot of it, and it looks not great. I don't really like it. There's a pole. There's like a telephone pole going from like the back of it. My full-time job is a barista. That's what pays for my bills and my hobbies and this. But I'm also a part-time videographer for my friend James. He owns like a video production media business. He shoots a lot of weddings and does like some commercial stuff on the side. And I've been helping him shoot weddings kind of like almost since he started. There's like, I know, a weird feeling that I get when I bring a photo camera to a wedding that I'm videoing, because I definitely don't want to get in the photographer's way. And I also don't know how the photographer would feel if they saw the video team taking photos, because they're there to take photos for the bride and groom that they're being paid for. So I always feel a little weird, but I really like the archway of the wedding ceremony. And this is the one photo I got, and I really like it. I like this kind of hexagonal archway with the flowers and these lines going every which way. So there's a new cafe downtown, or where I live, and they have these really cool like yellow lights and this cool like grass wall. Inside it was like cool and yellow and all this stuff, and I was like wondering, I was like, if I set this to 100 lowest, highest technically f-stop, I wonder if it'll work. And it kind of did. I kind of like the colors. The one time I was walking downtown with one of my cameras, and I was like, oh, that bike looks pretty cool. And I snapped a photo and I posted it on Instagram. And my friend was like, that's my bike. You took a photo of my bike. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that. I like how it was against the railing. I like how this photo came out. I had my camera the one day, and she's like, I have my new bike. And I was like, cool. Can I snap a photo? And she's like, absolutely. Not exactly sure if I love this photo. I think with the other bike photo, it was just like so random, and I was just walking around. I was like, oh, it's cool. I'll take a photo of this bike. With this, it was a little bit more planned out. We put it against this door. The next one, I went on a hike with some friends, and these kids were like playing down and like, not playing, but like just hanging out. And it just seems like your perfect like summer photo. Like you and the boys are like hanging out down there, like doing stuff, boy things, I guess. I kind of like just like this spillway. You have like this like line, leading line going down. Some people, like your subjects, are down there. I've taken photos of down there before, like getting the same kind of shot. And I was like, I wish like there'd be somebody down there playing, and exactly what I wanted. So we went to this lake, Zach and I, and he was like, do you want to go for a hike? And I was like, sure, it's a nice day. Might as well be outside. And like I said, I love the simplicity of like park benches and picnic tables. And as we were walking, the very start of the hike too, there was this picnic bench, and there was the water and the trees and the sun coming down. And I was like, I gotta snap this photo. I love reflections, and you have like some reflection to it, but it's just so noisy. It's so cluttered with stuff. There's not like anything to really look at. But I also kind of like the mystery. I like the mystery of the shot. Like you're like looking at something, and you're like, I don't know what to look at, because there's really nothing to look at, but also it's just like the mystery of like what's out there. And I kind of like lose myself in photos like this. And I was there, I was like, it feels misty, it feels woodsy, it feels like mystery. Even though there's no fog or anything, I was just like imagining like there was fog, but there was no fog. Another photo of like Zach like hanging out on the bridge. This photo came out really dark. I'm trying to figure out the composition. So like the viewfinder is this. We've talked about the viewfinder, about how this is like your projected image, like the possible image it could be. And I didn't get a shot of like looking through it because it's hard to do. I'm wondering if the viewfinder is correct. Because when I took this photo, there was no person on the right, unless I missed them. Because it is very like on the corner. And I could take them out. I could do like a spot check. I could remove them in post. I could just like even crop it where they're out of it. But I kind of like them being there almost. It kind of like, I kind of like the subject. I wish maybe they were in the middle, or like a little bit off middle or off left or off right, but she's like, this person is too far on the right for it to make sense to me. So yeah, this is the Kodak 35 camera. I keep wanting to say like Kodak 35M or Kodak 35 something, but this is the Kodak 35, given to me by my dad, and it was his uncle's film camera, or my great uncle. So thanks for watching. It was great having you. Next time we will talk about, should I spoil it, or should I don't know. It's somewhere in here. I don't know where it is, but we'll talk about my second camera. All right, see you later.